Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach.
Cruz.
Jake.
Kevin.
Hey, I know y'all heard the switch. I know you heard the switch up.
Yes, sir. We got Kevin Deane. Kevin Deane in the house. Comedian, stand-up, sketch, comedy, you name it. He's a good follow. Follow him. His shit will be in the descriptions wherever you're listening or watching or whatever.
What up, y'all?
It'll probably be on the video, too.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Maybe right here, maybe right there, whatever fits.
And if you're in Central Florida area, Kissimmee area, St. Cloud area, he's the host at Bruise and Blues.
Actually, no longer. Bruise and Blues shut down. Yeah. Actually,
they shut down?
That
yeah,
sucks.
Bruise and Blues closed down about a month and change ago.
No.
But look out for me. I'll be somewhere else in St. Cloud soon. The city of St. Cloud has been reaching out to me.
Really?
So
Hey, wow, I didn't know
man.
that.
yeah.
Damn, and I mentioned it too. You didn't say anything. That was perfect.
completely oblivious. To
R.I.P.
Yeah, it was a good run while I lasted. I started off doing improv comedy there, and then we did stand up.
That was a good little spot. That's some good food, too.
Solid, bro.
That
That's
was
what
a
I'm
dope place. For those of you listening, that was where I did my first and only stand up open mic night or whatever. Bruise and Blues. R.I.P. Man. Damn, that sucks. That's crazy.
It's cool,
Dang,
bro.
it was
I
a
do
good
comedy.
vibe.
Now you're a veteran, bro.
Yeah, you're one of the alumni of Bruise and Blues.
I made it.
Yeah, you're Blues and Brews, bro, for sure.
Damn. All
Bro,
right.
I was under the impression that you had done stand up before. You did really, really well for your first time.
Thank you, man. Yeah. We got another person, another opinion. We talked about it for one episode, and then that was it. But yeah, bro, thank you. It went really good. But like I said, that was a good crowd, too.
Yeah.
Like, damn, man. Like, the crowd was really good. Like, I felt like I could get my gay jokes off, like, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
I was kind of worried for you, considering that we were in St. Cloud.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of uppity rednecks.
Yeah. There's a stigma that is attached to St. Cloud that can be true, but I find that just because I've done comedy there for so long, it's not true. It's not often true. The uppity rednecks, they don't go to shows. So, they're always going to be sprinkled into the crowd, but I mean, mostly everybody's like pretty liberal and progressive. And if they're not, they understand that it's comedy. So it's cool.
But even when I say get my gay jokes off, I mean like, it was funny because there was a lot of white guys there and shit like that. So it's like, you're pushing a little bit of a boundary. Like it hits I was like, this is good. This is a perfect
A little
balance.
uncomfortable.
Because too much liberal, and then you're kind of like, maybe you can't make gay jokes.
Yeah, now it's too woke. People are upset.
But to that night, and why I respect comedians 100%, like, bro, it's so crazy the amount of because especially if you haven't went on before or nothing, you haven't got any type of validation for it. You're like, how do you find out what? I have shit in my notepad on my phone, but my girl is like, are you really about to do this? Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
And then I say one joke to her, like, not, you know what I mean? Like, and it's the presentation of a joke on stage versus, you know, whatever.
When you say the joke to her, it's either going to be funny to her and nobody else, or she's going to be like, nah, it's not a good look, bro. You shouldn't try this.
It's hard, though.
Exactly how it was.
Do you rehearse jokes as you come up with it? Or like how
now
do you
or
go
when
about,
I started?
Like, now. How about now?
So now typically how my process works, I know that I have these, what I call tried and true jokes. I've done these jokes in 100 clubs. I know that they get a laugh. If they don't get a laugh, it was a whack audience, I didn't deliver it right, or there was nobody in the audience. But I typically believe in the joke. So from that, it gives me confidence to try new things. I'm like, okay, if I'm sinking too badly, I can go in my back pocket, pull these jokes out that I know work, and deliver them.
Yeah. So,
but you have that gives you the confidence to start writing and doing new stuff and just making stuff up on the spot.
Yeah.
Once I'm in my bag, once I'm like, okay, I got them laughing, okay, everybody's laughed one time. I don't have to prove anything to anybody.
I can kind of shoot my shit a little
Just
bit.
do what I want to do.
I'm just a naturally. I wouldn't say that I'm a funny person. I just make observations.
yourself.
I just notice shit. I'm like, oh, yo, y'all got a lot of hats on these tables. Why is that funny? That's just just an observation. I'm like, hey, yo, so much black wood. I've never seen a black tree before.
Yep.
What does that mean? Like, why? But it's like we're making observations, we're laughing, and I think that's what comedy is.
But that's what it's stressful, man, and that's why I respect comedians, because it's like, what other profession or what other like hobby even or thing that you want to do where like to try new shit, there's such high stakes.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess
high stakes, high reward though. Like,
I guess like people dealing with like big money or something, it's like, like to try something new, there's always high stakes, but like how about you not touching big money, right? Like, how about like you, like when you're in that grind stage and you're working for something and stuff, try something new.
Yeah. Well, actually, I feels like there's no risk involved, but there in the human ego, nobody just wants to feel rejected. Nobody wants to feel like they suck at something. And in order to be a good comic, you just have to push that down.
You gotta let it go.
You are hella fortunate that you had a good audience, you had a good support system, you had friends there.
Yeah, I had a table.
That was awesome, and you had a good host that's going to set you up properly.
You did too. It was perfect,
bro. Like, no braggadocious shit, but like I started off doing comedy and I had none of that. It was so scary, and I went up there like I was funny amongst friends for years, and they're like, "Yo, why don't you do comedy?" And then I went up there mad cocky, like, "Oh, I'm about to kill," and I ate a dick. The only reason I have a 5-minute set. I actually have it on YouTube.
It was 5 minutes?
5 minutes. I have it on YouTube on my page. Anybody can go watch it. I'm very proud of it.
YouTube will be in the
below. I'll put my description in there. But I did 4 minutes of a very awkward, cringy story, which I've gone back and retold, and it is funny, but I just didn't know how to tell stand-up at the time.
He doesn't deliver it right?
Yeah, but the last 30 seconds, I got the biggest laugh of the night, and not because it was funny, because I ripped my pants in the middle of the set. I was doing an act out, and I was talking about how I got in a fight in school, and I did a front snap kick, and I wear skinny jeans. I don't know if y'all have ever seen my material, but all my jeans has been skinny since 2013.
Yep.
So I did a whole front kick, and I like a whole slit, dog. I looked like a woman at a gala event, bro. Just a whole slit down the side of my pants. Came back with one more. I said, boom! I just ripped my fucking pants, guys. That's exactly how that fight finished that day. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. And everybody saw it, and I was like, all right, yo, thank you, that's my time. And they thought it was a part of the bit. They thought it was intentional. I was like, nah, my dick is just hanging out on accident, yo.
Damn, bro. So what was it, do you think, that made the bomb? Was it the crowd? Was it the material, or the nervous to perform, or what?
No, there was just no preparation. Stand-up is a very specific thing, and it kind of pisses me off sometimes, because when you're really good at stand-up, everybody looks at it like it's very easy to do. They're like, I can do what he's doing.
Right. Yes.
But that comic is just putting that out there. He's making it seem effortless, and it's not. There's a whole psychology and a science behind it.
Yep.
And once you figure out the science, it's
a science.
It's
bro.
it's an easy thing to keep, to do it repetitively. But you got to learn the science.
Yeah.
Science. I'll tell everybody here. Anybody want to do stand up? You got to write. You got to write setup. That's going to be the premise of your joke, and you got to write punchlines.
Yep.
Too many people just go on stage and they just want to speak their philosophies.
Yep.
And there's no joke there. So they're like,
you
gotta
make people care before you could do that, though. Because like Chappelle does that, but he does it so
30
great.
years later, like,
and
Chappelle been doing
care.
comedy for forever.
Yeah.
And he still gets criticism, like, oh, that wasn't funny. Like, yo, I'm philosophizing for you at this point.
Yeah. Yes, very true. There's such a science to it, so much so that's like big reason why I haven't done it again is like I don't think I've put enough time into it to deserve to go again a little bit, right? Like I took it a little too serious, because even you're talking about science, bro. Like I did okay, right? But literally right after, I was like, man, there's so much shit. It's like, and I was like, nerves. Yeah, that it's like,
that's
okay,
good.
Once nerves go down, some of those things smooth out or whatever. But then I was like, you missed this, you missed that. You know, like you
could always get better.
Yeah,
you could always get better.
And then like the setup, how you talk, like the setup was like, damn, I didn't set that one good enough, or like that setup came from the dome or something like that. It's
bro,
like,
you did incredibly good for your first time. I remember your set. That's how good it was. I've seen people do stand up many times, and people just go up there and eat dicks. So the fact that you actually had a plan in place and had setup and punchlines, you were leagues above a lot of people.
I want to say too, because did you know the guy that went first, like the heavy set dude, the white boy?
If it's who I think we're talking about, it's probably my boy Frankie.
Frankie, because he had like a bunch of like really a bunch of two-liners.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who that was. He came with his girl.
Bunch of big white dudes in
No.
Was it the one? That talked about all the food?
Yeah, the guy that was doing all the food jokes. He went first. Anyways, it was funny too, because when you do the sign up on the open mic, I was like the 4th or 5th to sign up, but like all the names were 4, 5, 6, 7, or like 10, 8, 9, 10. and then partly that turned out to be lucky because the crowd was like better like
In the
early,
beginning, yeah.
and then like towards the end it was harder or whatever. But
Yeah, I agree with that.
that guy came up, and he's like, "Fuck it." And he put his name on number one or whatever. Like, I'll go first. And I was like, man, that was respect. Like, I respect that shit. That's why I went right after him.
I'd rather go up first than go up last anytime, yo. That people have a low attention span for comedy, and you don't realize
especially like open mic.
Yeah, laughter is an exercise. So even if everybody's hilarious, I'm still tired. I'm like 90 minutes is a good sweet spot for a show, and you can never really gauge how long an open mic is gonna last. So, yo, people just start getting antsy. They want to walk around. They want to smoke cigarettes, even though they've never inhaled nicotine before. Like, it's a thing.
Or they start fucking, what's it called? Start fucking becoming hecklers and shit like that.
Or just talking at the table. Yo, it's like, hey, yo, I came here to mac to this girl right now, and I gave y'all 30 minutes, and y'all haven't made me laugh.
And that was happening. The back table at the end, they just were talking like crazy towards the end.
It's gonna happen every time. But I also understand from an audience perspective. I've gone out on dates and was not expecting to see a comedy show. Yeah, and I'm like, yo, this girl got 3 kids. This is the only night of the week I can take her out. Yeah, I'm trying to
seal the deal.
I'm trying to plant some seeds in here tonight. Literally,
she got 3 kids. No more seeds. No more seeds.
Yeah,
no seeds, bro.
It's crazy.
That's why you got a hole in your tire, huh?
Yo, 3 kids is nuts. I'll say that.
This man a baller. Talking about 3 and planting more seeds. No, I'm good.
I'm actually kidless, yo. I'm a self-proclaimed 90s baby with no babies. So
wait, but how old are you?
30. I turned 30 this year.
30?
Oh, you
man,
just
you're
turned
good. You're good money, bro.
I'm trying to avoid it like scabies, bro. I'd rather have leprosy than have a child.
Really?
Yeah. My biggest fears are prison and pregnancy. If I could avoid those 2 P's, I'm good.
What about death?
Death is cool. You know? death comes to all.
Death is third.
Yeah, death's not even in the top 10, man. Death is more scary to me. Like just not being able to hear no more. I'll take death over death any day.
Yo, I was gonna say like, yo, that's fucked up. Somebody could be deaf listening to this podcast, but then
that'll work.
It could be a clip on the subtitles.
Yeah, that's true. No subtitles this episode.
Yeah,
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. The other day I was doing like improvised stand up, and they like put a bunch of things in a bucket, and they like tell you to make one-liners out of it, and I was like. It was something along the lines of deaf, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this joke in Braille, and everybody laughed, and then afterwards I was like, oh shit, Braille is for blind people. It has nothing to do. I'm an idiot.
That's funny as fuck.
You got your own shit. Everybody got it.
But they laughed.
They laughed. You know what? I don't even think I caught my own shit. I think somebody else caught me. Like Ted was like, hey, Braille is for blind people, idiot, and I was like.
How,
got the laugh.
Checkmate.
Yeah.
is your because like your content? I haven't really heard too much of your content because a lot of your clips is like you're fucking with people.
Yeah.
Right. Because I haven't got the chance to see you at a show or a feature or something like that, which I want to talk about because that's got to be different. That's got to be cool.
Yeah.
Fuck, what the hell was I going to say?
Typically, right now, I put out crowd work clips because I don't want too much of my material on the internet. I'd rather people come and see me live and see and get an experience, you know. But I'm actually kind of turning away from that. I'm about to put all of my shit out there because it's going to make me just write more jokes and make more material. I'm at the point where I'm pretty happy with the amount of material I have, and I'm pretty happy with the amount of booking I'm getting for shows. But yeah, no, I pride myself on being a crowd work comic. I love being able to make observations and notice things.
That was going to be my thing I was talking about. Like, do you get is your content, do you get a lot of people like screaming back or like, hey, or anything like that?
Like hecklers?
Like hecklers or anything?
Nah, I think sometimes it happens. I think a lot of times it's innocent. People think that they're helping. And everybody thinks they're funny. If you talk to anybody, they're like, oh, I'm funny amongst my friends. I can do stand-up. So they think that's their 15 minutes of fame. But I'm like, no. This is actually my time to shine. I only have a few minutes on this mic. And I'm going to let it rock the first time. I'm actually going to ignore it. The second time, I'm probably going to say something like a little snarky. And then after that, if you keep going, I'm going to stop the show, put all eyes on you. You're going to get what you wanted. You wanted this attention, and I'm going to give you this attention. Because more often than not,
that's a good method right there.
The audience is more mad than I am. They're like, yo, you're ruining the show for us. We want to hear the ending of this joke, and you're still talking.
Yeah.
So
it's like, shut the fuck up, Karen.
My goal whenever I get on stage is priority 1 is to be funny, but priority 2 is to be likable. Yeah. So my material, I don't think it's vulgar, and I don't think that it is like cancelable. I mean, I kind of toe the lines,
Yeah.
but I don't ever want
But
to
see,
be.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And that's always the weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's all about perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like...
That's
and,
comedy.
And I think, do you listen, like, Andrew Scholes?
I love
You
Scholes.
know Andrew Scholes,
Yeah.
right?
Crowd work king.
Yeah. And his shit is very edgy. I would
Yeah.
say, like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty. And it's not like Daniel Tosh or whatever. Like that's like he does not care what the fuck. You
Yeah.
get. He's
Well,
saying
Andrew
crazy
Schultz
shit.
has a following at his show, so the people who go and pay for a show know what they're.
Yeah.
Walking into.
Yeah, so somebody on the internet might have a whole think piece about how it wasn't appropriate and you shouldn't have made that 3/5 joke. Yeah, but my core likes this, and this is who's paying me. So
Yeah.
fuck your opinion.
And that's why like there's different. I bet you different people are getting different kinds. And I don't think the crowds are like how they. I don't know. You tell me. Do you think they're more or less liberal? And it's definitely based off the area, but
It always depends on the room and the area, man.
not liberal. Like Karen.
Yeah, no, it's everything, bro. Like, I guess my mortal enemy is white women in their late 30s, early 40s. They're like the most easily sensitive.
Yeah.
But that's like a cliche. So,
Especially if they have a bob cut.
you know what? The Karen cut is out, man. It's the long hair now. It's like
It's the longer hair now?
the Seventh Heaven mom shoulder length haircut. Like, I don't know. I piss those people off the most. And there was a point in time I just didn't. It's not on them. It's on me. Like sometimes I didn't know how to deliver a joke in order to be funny without being offensive.
And it might. Yeah.
There's an art form to that, and I think that it's really lazy sometimes that people are just like, oh, if you're mad, you're mad. Like, no, you could have said that and not been a dick about it.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself. I mean, if the joke needs to be that way and everybody else gets it, then that's the joke.
I went to Kristen because I'm a fan of Shoal's podcast and Akash Singh. If
Yes.
you heard her sing, so Akash Singh is on there. So Kristen, my fiance or whatever, she tried to. She was like, I'm gonna buy tickets. She got tickets. It was a cool thing. We went
At
to
the
the
Improv?
show. Yeah, at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Improv, like 2 weeks ago.
He
or
was
something.
there. Yeah, he was there with Mark Gagnon. I actually know him.
So you know Mark Gagnon?
Yeah, he started off doing comedy here in Orlando. He
Yeah.
was, when I first started doing open mics, he was on the scene, and he was a feature. He was getting booked for theaters and things, and we would shoot the shits in front of mics. I'm by no means saying this is my boy or anything.
No,
but,
right.
but we were in
he's from Orlando.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were in the same comedy scene. We've hung out. I've asked him for advice before. We've talked multiple times. And then I listened to the Schultz podcast, and one day he was like, "Yeah, Mark Gagnon," and I was like, "I know him, Mark."
Yo,
and
he talks a lot on Flagrant too, man.
He's one of the members of the podcast.
Yeah, he is it. Yeah,
I did a little bit of research, following my Instagram. I was like, oh snap! I didn't even know. I knew he moved to New York, but I had no idea that he hooked up with Schultz. And I was like, yo, I'm so proud of this guy. He's super funny.
Yeah, but see, Akash, and it's funny because I do listen to the podcast, so I got some context after. Like he was definitely hungover and sick, and you could kind of tell he was a little sick. And I was thinking even during the show, like, damn, it's a job at that point for sure. That's your money winner.
Yeah.
But like that's rough, like to because you're performing, right? Like, like of course you like to make people laugh and stuff, but you are kind of like you got to do the right things in the science or whatever. But anyways, he was dick. He came off dick, bro. But it ended up being funny because it was like a group of like scary guys at the front, and that's who he was a dick to.
Yeah.
So that was maybe the balance there.
Yeah.
But because he was just like, what the fuck is this table? And it was like literally like a bunch of bikers and shit at one table. And it was like,
I love
think
that.
It's good because everybody was probably thinking it. You know, like that's a interesting ass table right there at the front of the stage too. Like,
I love the boldness and the bravery of a comic that is gonna pick on somebody that is bigger than them, stronger, or like that you wouldn't expect. Because it's such an easy thing to see the like small wimpy guy and start like going in on him when he wasn't bothering.
or like
anybody.
the white girl, like the young white girl.
Easy
or something.
targets. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm also guilty of that.
It's great targets though, but it's a different thing, I guess. But he did come off dry a little bit, so I know what you're talking about, right? Because it's funny too, but then at some point it does get uncomfortable because then you're kind of like, damn, that person's like.
They're embarrassed. It's uncomfortable. Sometimes you gotta sit in the comfort.
But doing that to a heckler versus like
just an innocent bystander. I don't think about that. Like, if you're here for comedy, these jokes are subjective and anybody can get them. But
like these hands.
I try to like straight up. These hands are rated E for everybody.
We need to clip that shit, bro.
These hands. Go ahead.
No, but I try to not make anybody uncomfortable on the show. You came to have a good time, so it's not my intention. But I've also told that line, yo, bro, I made a joke at one of my shows. There was like a server or a waitress, and she was bending over to take an order in front of me, and I was like, yo, all of a sudden I just got a craving for IHOP pancakes right now. And yo, she just had a really flat ass, and
flapjack.
everybody started laughing in the audience, and I went in for far too long. I had been drinking. I was like, yo, straight up, no more shots, just maple syrup for the rest of the night. And dog, I didn't realize, I thought, like we had laughed before we talked. She had literally told me, like, I just hate that people are so sensitive at shows. You're at a show to laugh. But then she was mad and she was crying outside. I ruined this girl's night.
Man, fuck that.
Yeah, she was like, she made sense to me too, because she was like, I didn't come here to do a comedy show. I came here to serve. If somebody's at a table and they don't it was a server. She's like, if they don't like it, they can leave. I can't leave. This is my job. And now my tables don't respect me because they think I'm a joke and I'm not a part of your show. Yeah. So I understand where she was coming from, but at the same time, I was like, yo, I'm a comic. I just said whatever I was thinking. I lose my mind when I'm up there. I can see that. I'm in non-focus mode.
Yeah.
But did they laugh though?
They laughed.
Okay, so fuck everything else.
Yeah,
half and half, bro.
Yeah, I try to have some discernment, but there's that old Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor joke. He's like, do they laugh when they go to your shows? Like, yeah. Do you get paid for what you do? Yeah. He said, all right, well then tell them I said have a Coke and a smile. Shut the fuck up. That's what your job is.
But some of these guys, I mean, you seen like Chris Rock or whatever. Some of these, and then like it started like with that wave of people kind of getting up and trying to hit the fucking comic and shit. Like, have you went through anything like that before?
Nah, never. Nah, but I did martial arts for years. I'll front snap kick the shit out of somebody.
See?
And then
I'll hit a whole 300 Spartan.
And then rip your pants at the same time.
Yeah, straight up.
Rip your pants and lay your ass out.
Straight skinny jeans, for sure.
That shit's weird, man, because it's all about perspective. Like, even with the Will Smith thing, it's like, I can see where he's like, yo, we're not at a comedy show, we're at a award show. But then I can see where
my job.
See,
it's my job.
You hired a comic to host it, though.
Yeah.
So, sorry, this is a comedy show.
From what
I understood, side are you on that?
From what I understood, there was some like behind the scenes talk of like, hey, don't talk about my wife this award show. He has been known to do it in the past. Chris Rock has made other jokes.
How can he not?
Yeah, and I think it was just
especially for the year that was going on.
Yeah, it was a very lighthearted joke. He wasn't even like talking about the infidelity or anything like that. Like, he literally said it was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, but I mean, I definitely do not condone what Will Smith did. I don't think that's ever a good look.
Honestly, I think Will Smith's a bitch for that.
Yeah, I'm not here for the violence.
Himself, right?
He
has done himself, right?
He has done stand up before,
so he understands a little bit in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, he's like really more of a scripted comic actor, comedic actor. Than
honestly, man,
comic.
like when it first happened, he was laughing, and then he looked over at his wife and saw his wife taking it serious, and then that's when he was like, "Oh, she's gonna suck that guy's dick tonight instead of mine. Let me go smack this motherfucker."
Yo,
and that's when he got up.
Can I tell y'all something straight up? That shit haunted me for a little while. I had never been so affected by celebrity drama in my life. I don't give a shit about what celebrities are doing. I don't keep up with current events, but Chris Rock is one of the reasons that I do stand up. He was like one of my first heroes in comedy.
You saw him get smacked in the face. That's not cool.
And Will Smith was my idol, dog. I was a huge Fresh Prince. Like, my persona, like Jordans and colorful hats and all that shit, like macking to girls, talking to girls. That's all like Fresh Prince influence.
Yeah.
So I see my hero slap my other hero, and then everybody was talking about it. That's all anybody was talking about. Like, I literally broke up with my girl that weekend. I was so conflicted. I was stressed. Damn. I felt like I got slapped.
The first time the celebrity drama affected your life.
Yeah, it changed my life, bro. I lost sleep one night. I didn't sleep. I was like, whoa, I don't even know these people.
You were sad.
I was so sad. I was like distraughting. I couldn't watch iRobot for weeks.
It did. You seen it on social media after that. Like, it did start a trend with like even like smaller crowds and shit, because people are like, all right, yo, record this or something. Or they feel like
there's a little bit of that.
This is the thing or whatever. Or that's just got pushed around social media more around that time.
Yeah, I think that the internet has a way of trying to capitalize on current events, and they'll just take some shit and run with it.
Yeah.
Like that Little Mermaid thing where everyone's like, oh, why is everybody so upset about the Black Mermaid? I was like, I haven't seen anybody that's upset by a Black Mermaid. I just see people talking about other people being upset about a Black Mermaid. I think that's the internet just being the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be surprised. I'm infuriated.
Oh, you're pissed. Nah, yo, you heard it here first, bro. Hispanics do not like black people in positions of power or lead roles.
I'm just very tanned.
Oh, right. You heard it here first. Racist comic misraces other fellow podcasters.
Yeah, no secret. No, I'm just playing.
I'm in BVL, Florida right now. I know everybody here is Hispanic. It's ridiculous.
Yo,
don't blame me.
Did you get flooded or anything? Were you by anywhere that got flooded for Ian?
No, I had a couple of flood warnings, but I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm naturally good luck, and the Lord's favor has always been upon
naturally
me.
Good luck. The guy that got a flat tire today.
That actually was a blessing in disguise. I was gonna.
It actually was.
Yeah, I was gonna go and get some after this, but that girl has HIV, so like God just saved me from.
Wow.
Too far.
I mean,
That girl actually has syphilis. Syphilis a little bit.
So bad. All right.
The nail saved it.
Yeah.
Bro, speaking of, it's funny because like when we were first supposed to do this podcast, I got COVID.
Yes.
And then literally like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you get a flat tire, and it's like we're supposed to record at 6:30 or whatever, and it's like, yo, this ain't supposed to happen, bro. Then you call out of nowhere like, yo, I just took a shot. Yo, props to you though too. Thank you for that, because that's dope as fuck.
I really wanted to come. I love doing podcasts. I love hearing myself talk. I'm just a narcissist. But yeah, no, I've been trying to get together. And Sundays, I'm working on a play. I'm doing this play for my church. So I literally have Sundays are null and void now. But you're like, yo, Fridays, and if I don't have a show or I don't have a date, yo, I'm always down to do something creative.
That's what, like, you never thought about starting a podcast or something like that?
I exclusively want to start a podcast, but yo, I give y'all props because I don't have the discipline to do a podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work.
So much, like the editing behind it and getting people together. None of my boys are consistent. Everybody wants to do a podcast the first week, and then next week it's like, oh no, Thursday I can't, Friday I can't. It's like, no, I don't have like that whip reaction to keep people in line.
Yo, that's a fact, man.
There's a lot of sacrifice.
Because doing you're by yourself podcast, you're guest based now. Like, you got to coordinate a lot, and man, it's not easy coordinating guests. Like, especially if you're starting out and stuff like that. Like, even
your core members, just getting 3 of y'all on the same page at the same time. Especially if y'all are boys, it's like, yo, I hang out with y'all for fun all the time. Now I got to do this, which feels like work, and then it doesn't feel as fun.
Yeah,
you start throwing in equipment on top of that, and spending a little bit of money on that. And you usually don't see what you want to see in terms of growth right away. You got to stick with it.
Yeah,
it's the same exact thing with stand up, bro.
Yep.
When I started doing stand up, you're ass for months, bro. You're trash, and you just got to go up there for 5 minutes at a time and see people do better than you constantly,
and just pick up, keep
trying. And I was an idiot, but also like it set me apart. In the beginning, I would bring friends every time. I was the only comic there that would bring audience members. And afterwards, I have to like listen to them criticize me about something that they've never done before. Yo, bro, that was kind of whack, bro. You should have told that joke differently, man. Like, motherfucker, have you ever done stand up before? Like, what? Where do you have advice for me? But it was cool, but it made me stand out because the other comics liked that I came because I brought an audience for them. And I started getting booked on shows because bookers would be there and they'd be like, yo, who's the dude who brought 9 Hispanic dudes in tank tops? Yeah. They're like, yo, we want him on our show because he brings the audience.
But there's like it's funny too. Like, especially first starting out, there's higher stakes. I almost wanted to do it, like, not tell anybody and just kind of go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because if I bomb, it doesn't matter. It's that happened with this event. You know what I mean? But then you bring people that can remember and shit, and like, yo, remember that time you got
do both.
But it is what it is.
But I would say more often than not, once you actually get involved in stand up, you're not gonna have that fan base or friend base come because you do it so often. People have already heard your jokes, and you're gonna do the same 5 minutes. Yeah. It's only a matter of time before dudes are like, yo, I can't go watch you every night. You do comedy every night. So a lot of my friends don't watch me do stand-up anymore unless it's like a big show. I was just a part of Florida's Funniest a couple days ago. And everybody was out there for that. But I hadn't seen friends at a show in like 6 months before that. So.
Where was that at?
The Orlando Improv.
That was at the Improv, right?
That was a fire show. It was a monster show.
Bro, I saw... have you guys been to the Improv before?
No, that's on International Drive, though, right?
On I Drive, yeah. The crowd would look dope, and you were getting...
sold out.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
That is a huge feat for us to not be professional comics and to sell a room out on a Wednesday.
There's professionals that can't sell on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, yeah. Carlos
Wednesday.
Mencia was out there. He watched our special. He watched us. Yeah, it was really cool. 21 of Orlando's best comics. To give you an idea, there's over like 300 comics in the Orlando area.
Right.
So the 21 best, and I didn't make it, so I didn't get brought to the next round, but I had a fire set, and I had so much fun when I was up there.
And
So.
mad people, like, that's just quick exposure, like, new people, like...
Put me in front of people, yeah. It was
Have
fun.
you done a crowd like that before?
I've done the improv mad times.
But not packed, I guess, or sold out.
I've done it sold out. I've opened for, like, other... famous people, semi-famous people. I've done like Jim Florentine from Crank Yankers, and
Really?
Yeah,
You've opened for him?
Crank Yankers. I remember Crank Yankers.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. What? So how was that experience? Like, when you open for like a big comic or something like that, like you.
It's really cool. Like, you always just want to do well, and I've never done bad at the Orlando Improv. That is the perfect place to do comedy. Like, I was talking about the science of it. Just having the lights at a certain tone is important. Just having people so close to somebody else, because that laughter is contagious and it travels.
Yep.
The elevation of the stage. There's so many different factors, but that room is built for comedy.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, the sound carries well. Everybody's there to laugh, and I hosted for him. I had never met him before. The manager at Improv was like, "Hey, we need somebody," and she reached out to me, and I was like, "Yes, thank you. I'm just so flattered that you even know who I am."
Yeah.
But on top of that, you want me to open for somebody famous. Thank you. So I went out there and I just did my best. Killed. Their crowd loved me. They wanted to come up and talk to me afterwards. One of his fans was like, "Yo, hey Jim, you were great, but I got to tell you that Kevin Deane dude had the funniest joke of the night." And I was like, hell yeah.
That's funny.
And then I never worked with him again, so he was probably mad. Nah, he was a really cool guy. His feature was a dope dude. They both followed me on Instagram. We like each other's stuff. So I was really flattered to have that opportunity. I've done the Improv a few times.
Yeah. Do they have like the same host all the time, or do they switch that up?
No, they bring in different people. There's typically like a booker who will bring people, but a lot of times these guys are from out of town, so they'll bring their own. They'll bring their own people.
Host or
their
like
own
that.
feature.
Because every time, like I've only been there a couple of times, and it was like when Shows was there, and then Akash Singh. I need to start making it to those ones, bro. The ones that you do, I gotta stay up on that, bro.
Yeah.
Come
Support live comedy. We need y'all. Schultz got his fan base. We need to get ours. So come through.
But it's God damn. What were you just saying?
Schultz fan base, Orlando Improv opening for Jim Florentine.
That because every time I went there, they had the same host, and it's like those white boy, skinny white guy from, I don't know, maybe they had a different host. But okay, that's interesting to know that they have different hosts and stuff.
Yeah, I like hosting. That's one of my favorite roles. I've just jumped into featuring. Started featuring for people. That's usually like 25 to 40 minutes, 30
featuring
minutes.
Is like what? Like you're a part of their show or a part of their.
A featuring would be you're going on before the main act, so you're the last comic that they see before the headliner.
Right before the headliner.
So you have the second most time.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, so what's the time difference?
So as a host, you have anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes, and you want to do material, but then you also have to do like housekeeping, table talk to a minimum. If there's any future shows or whatever, you have a guest spot. That's usually like the newest comic, and he just wants to like showcase what he can do. So he'll get 5 minutes. And not every show has guest spots, but that's a really cool spot to be at. You're like, yo. I'm funny. I'm really good. Yo, is there any way I could get on the show? They'll give him 5 minutes. And then the feature will go up. He does 20 to 30 to 40 minutes. And then he brings the host back up, and the host will bring the headliner.
So you started recently doing features?
Yeah, I just started doing features about 3 to 6 months ago.
So how long were those sets?
When I feature, I usually do about 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Mm-hmm. Damn, bro. So how did you go about prepping for that? Was that different?
Just a lot of 5-minute sets, man. I've been doing like...
I put them all together.
I do open mics every night of the week almost, except for like Sundays. But a lot of times it's just working on a different 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, I know this 5 minutes is tight. I know this 5 minutes is tight. How can I combine those? How can I transition those? And then just doing a lot of crowd work. Crowd work is like glue, and it connects everything together. So
they like jump from 5 to 5 depending on the crowd work. You can kind of get
off absolutely. Like I'll look at the crowd, and luckily for me, most crowds are predominantly white, and a lot of my material is like acknowledging white people.
Yeah,
it's like not positively or negatively. I'm just like, oh, yo, a lot of white people here tonight.
Yeah.
And then so I do that. After that, then I try to just hit all of the major topics. My theory is to be as much like South Park as I can. I think that
Fucking love South Park.
I love South Park. I grew up on South Park.
Hell yeah.
South Park.
Fucking
love South
Jacob
Park.
had to get in on that one.
Oh my god,
The best fucking it's the best damn show out there.
It's so good. But I like their motto because anybody can get it. Nobody is above the joke. So like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about Mormons this week, but I'm gonna talk about Scientology next week, and then I'm gonna make fun of Christians the next week. That's cool. That's super cool for me. So I want to do the same thing in my stand-up. Like, yes, I give white people the business, but yes, I'm also going to talk shit about black people. Gay people also can get jokes. Transgender people can get jokes. Hispanic people, Asian people. Nobody's off limits. The moment that somebody becomes off limits, then all of the jokes are wrong.
Yep.
Then you can't make fun of anybody. So,
Yep. See, and that's what it takes, because like that's something I was thinking about, like even like I would like your opinion on it, like what it takes to be a successful comedian kind of thing. And bro, I knew, that's why I kind of said I'm gonna put this on the shelf for a little bit, because it takes a lot of work, and it takes going out a lot of times. I can hear it. You're talking about you do stand up, open mic or features or guest spots or hosting weekly, and that's why it's hard to schedule this episode.
Yeah.
You know, even going out to Coco and shit like that. That's fun, bro.
Everywhere, man. Yeah, I've been super fortunate, bro. This year I've got to travel the most that I've ever gotten to do comedy, and I'm getting paid to do shows.
Yeah,
which feels amazing. Like to get paid from just being able to talk. It's like a huge luxury that a lot of people don't have. So I've been asked to do Cocoa Beach, Daytona Beach, Melbourne. I've been to Miami. I've been to Deltona. I've done shows all over. And
That's fun,
every
bro.
time I go to these cities, I do well enough that they want to bring me back. So that makes me feel amazing.
And it keeps you and you're like widening that network.
Yeah. I've met so many headliners, like headliners are like your bread and butter for how you're going to get booked on shows. And it's only a matter of time before a headliner's like, yo, bro, you're really funny. I want to take you on the road with me. And that's honestly what my goal is.
Yeah. But you do enough, and then eventually you get into a certain rotation. And
there's a lot of comics in the city that they just got an opportunity to host at the Orlando Improv for people like from Nick Swartz and one of our guys, Joe Sensabella. He's super funny. He works at the Improv. He hosted for him, and then he took him on the road with him, and he got to perform with them.
Damn, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, my boy Eugene, he was like a mentor to me in comedy when I was first starting out.
Eugene, he did some open mic the night I did too.
Yeah, Eugene Torres, he opens for Carlos Mencia now, and Mencia was at the show. But these are all just opportunities. Like, yo, I was just asked to host or feature or whatever, and dude was like, yo, you got something, come with me. And I don't ever like try to force my success in comedy. I understood when I started doing this that the journey was going to be so much more important than the destination for me. So I have to have fun. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, man, I need to get seen by Kevin Hart in order for this to have value to me. No, I just want to make people laugh.
Bro, focusing on the process versus the result in anything matters, bro. Because like otherwise you're gonna get burnt out doing what you actually need to do to get to that result. Like you said, like
you're talking about my workouts right now, and I feel attacked. I feel attacked, yo. I'm like, no, why don't I have a six pack yet? I ate only broccoli and lettuce all last week.
It works with that shit too. Bro, you if you have fun with it, man, and that's the thing too. You gotta enjoy it.
The moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's game.
Did you guys see recently how on Kevin Hart's tour that he was doing that he's locking people's phones up in bags before they go in?
Oh yeah, he's been doing that for years. Yeah.
Oh, he really?
I
didn't know that.
I saw Kevin Hart at the Amway like 3 weeks ago. I was there.
Really?
I went to a show. Yeah, it was really funny. Kevin
he's
Hart,
good, man.
Kevin Hart is the first professional comic that I ever watched that I was like, I can't do what he does. Anybody else, and I know this is gonna.
What about Gabriel Iglesias?
I've never seen him live. I'll say that. I've never seen him live, so I won't say. I'm only talking about like actually being in a room and watching a comic perform.
Yeah.
I always look at them like I can do that. Like, I can do
even if they're better. Like,
they're better.
I could learn that, and I could kind of. I feel like I could figure that out.
Yeah, I'm like, no, their league's better. They have time over me, but that's all they have. They've been doing it's time under tension longer.
Yep.
I watched Kevin Hart and I watched his friends open up before him, the Plastic Cup Boys. And they were all funny, and shout out to all of them. But I felt like if I had the opportunity, I could have also rocked the room just as much as they did. Like my jokes are just as funny as them. Yeah. I did not feel that way about Kevin Hart. I literally felt like I was in a room with a giant, dog. Like, and it's crazy because he gets so much hate and he's so commercial now, and people are like, "Oh, Kevin Hart's not funny anymore." Shut up, bro. Shut up. Kevin Hart is a beast, dog. Yeah. He killed a whole arena and had them hysterically laughing.
And he's a beast, and he does it the same way. Part of people that have those problems with him is his content changed, but like his life changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm older. I'm grown. I have money now. I'm going to talk about I'm married. I have kids.
Yeah, like it's different. Like and like because like the one that blew him up, like the first one, and then even the second one. I mean, everyone's been fire. Yeah, but like the one that blew him up, and the second one was kind of like the end of that type of content. I feel like.
He had, but
it's really not that different.
He's had 3 great specials back to back. Grown Little Man, then Seriously Funny, and then Laugh at My Pain. Those were the 3 that like put him in that put him in the stratosphere. But then he had he just had so many great ones. What Now? And every single time I thought it was funny. I do understand, like, I have laughed less in certain things, but honestly, you're going to grow in your content, and you can only just do the same thing for so long before people are like, all right, yo, I know that's coming. When he's new, it was fresh because it was like, yo, I never heard anybody talk in that cadence before, and I wasn't. Oh no! Yeah, I wasn't expecting all that.
Now you're expecting it. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, you're like, now I kind of know what I'm gonna get. It's like going to your favorite restaurant, and you're like, yo, this is the most amazing place on earth. But then after you ate there 4 or 5 times, you're like,
yeah,
you know,
this is just the same.
You know what's coming up. That's a good point, and I think that is probably the main thing.
Yeah,
that is the main thing because some of the like, oh no,
yeah. Like, first time you heard that, all right, yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, and he still has different variations of it. It's still funny. That's true though, but it's like you're a little used to it. Like you know,
I already know that's the case for me. Like, yo, my mom be going in on me, like. And she doesn't mean to. She means well, but she is like a really big supporter of my comedy. She goes to my shows all the time.
Fuck yeah.
And she'll be like, oh, you did those same jokes again? Like, when are you going to write something new? I was like, Ma, that's not how stand-up works.
You got to
like,
practice the same
these are my jokes. If you don't want to hear this 15 minutes, don't come to my show. I'll tell you when I get new stuff. But it also pushed me to write more. Like, I was like, oh, my mom's going to come tonight. Let me at least try to write 2 new jokes.
Get something new in there, yeah.
But yeah, she was like a hater at one point, like, oh, I wasn't expecting to hear those same jokes. And I was like, have you ever written a joke before? I'm sorry. Do I come to Marshall's and tell you how to ring up dresses and shit? Let me do my comedy.
Mom, I don't tell you how to dust cabinets, all right?
Yeah. Straight up.
That's fucked up. We're a little sexist. But no, it's not. It's ageist, too.
Yeah.
So everybody
she is a woman. She do need to get to dust.
Damn.
I'm just kidding, bro. Ma. I love you.
That's exciting, man, because you're fucking killing it too, bro. Like it's
thank you.
I'm happy I did that night at least because like I kind of connected with you and a couple other. I started following Eugene or whatever, and then there's some local people. It's hilarious, bro, because you think like stand up is hard. It's nerve wracking XYZ, and then but like. Just like anything, even podcasting, you feel like, like not everybody has. I don't know a person that has a podcast. I never knew a comedian, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you go out in the world and you're like, everybody does comedy? Everybody's a stand-up comic? Dog, I meet so many people. I'll see on Facebook somebody will friend request me, and I could tell by how many mutual followers we have if they're a comedian or not. I'll look at it and I'm like, 425 mutual friends. What the? Did this guy go to my high school? Do I know him? He's like, oh, nope, another comedian. Yep. And that's a testament to how many comedians I have on my social media. It's crazy. Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah, there's a lot, dude. It's kind of, I was like, wow, like.
But we have honestly no cap, bro, no bias. Orlando is the best comedy scene in Florida, bro. Nobody is seeing us, bro. Like our comics, when we go to other cities, we lap the other comics. Like comics will watch us and we're leagues funnier than them, but it's because there's such like a dry, cliquey vibe in Orlando, and everybody's kind of like competing to be the best.
Yep, it's more city vibe. Yeah, I don't know, even Miami is, but Miami's more of like a bougie. Yeah, and then the opposite, right? Like Miami's got like the hood and bougie. Orlando's kind of like that, like city, like more square, like.
Yeah.
It's a wide range city. I don't know. It's got a weird vibe. I love fucking Orlando. I don't know. I love Orlando.
My shorty does comedy too, and she started doing comedy in Miami, and she was like, yo, it's like way more companionship there. There's actually other female comics, and everybody actually kind of supports each other. When they get off stage, they say good job, and it doesn't sound facetious or like sarcastic.
Yep.
Here, I'll have the best set in the world, and then another comic will come up to me like, yo, that was shit, bro. And I'm like, yeah, yo, so was yours, yo. You're ass too. And we're friends. There's no beef. There's no animosity. But I never hear... The only time people tell me I do a good job is when they're new. Like, new comics are, like, so supportive. Because they're like,
bro, you're amazing.
Yeah, they want to be a part of it. They want to, like,
I've
get
heard
invited.
that. That's crazy. I have heard that. Yeah. It's... Comics are like very shallow, or not shallow, but it's like a scarcity.
Yeah,
it's like you're like competition.
They're like holding on to whatever little validation they have, and I think that comics, one, they're narcissists, and I think a lot of comics are just introverts. They just didn't have like that sociability, like when they were in school or growing up or whatever, and that's what makes them funny. Like your brain is weird. I just think weirdly, and I think differently,
and it comes off funny a lot.
Yeah, and it comes off funny, but you are awkward in real life. So it's not even that they mean to be facetious or mean. They're just like awkward people. Where I was cut from a completely different class. I was the class clown in school, and I had I got along well with people. So I definitely I don't think I rubbed people the wrong way, but when I first came in, I was just like, yo, you did a good job, bro, and you're really funny, and I really enjoy you, and I continue to do that.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few comics that will actually sit down and watch everybody's set and laugh. And now the comics make fun of me. They're like, oh, here comes this nigga Kevin laughing again. It's like, isn't that what you want?
It's funny. Yeah, you need it, bro.
Yeah, you need... It literally
can make you like that? Yeah.
It can make or break a room, because if people aren't laughing, then the audience won't laugh. It's not contagious. But then now they feel like, oh, did I really get the laugh, or did Kevin
I can see that.
Yeah. It wasn't not organic, but
it does break. Like, it does make people feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
I try to do it for that. Yeah, it breaks up the monotony.
And you get the timing. Mm-hmm. Like, you could tell when it's a punchline versus like a fan trying to help out a comic or something, and they're like laughing right before a punchline or something.
That's a problem that a lot of new comics have. They don't have punchlines, so they just keep talking, expecting people to just laugh eventually. And audiences are trained to wait for the pause. So even if you're not necessarily funny, you could just be like, yeah, man, that's why I don't really think that black speakers should be on the ground. And then you just take that pause, and then people start laughing. But most people will get up there and just be like, yeah, man, I've been in a room, I do podcasts sometimes, and there's little black speakers on the ground, and I just don't even understand why. And like, nobody knows when the joke is
over.
Yeah.
But that was one thing too that I thought about, was like timing. Like, do you think timing or like the content is more?
That was 5 questions at one time.
I know. Timing. I think timing is like one of the most important things.
So I don't know. I think that there's a lot of things that matter. I think that written material is important. I think that being able to look confident while you're up there is important, and I think that the structure of how you're doing jokes matter. So like, some people are act out comics. They're gonna like show you what they're talking about. Some people, it's all in their facial expressions. Timing is important, but I think that's just something cliche that comes with time. Like, no pun intended. It's just like you do your jokes so often that you'll start to know, okay, this is where I expect laughter, and I have to be confident enough to just be quiet for a second.
Yeah,
because sometimes the audience just doesn't get it right away. They need a second. They need a second.
And you need the pause.
There's no way you can pause if you don't have confidence, and there's no way you can have confidence if you're new. Like, you don't know yet. You don't know that you're supposed to.
It's true, man. Even like on this podcast too, like sometimes I think about it too. It's like, it's okay if we pause for a second. You know what I mean? We don't gotta keep conversation like full. Of course you gotta keep conversation full. But like 10 times, 100 times even on a stage.
To hold broadcasting, silence. It's a little bit differently, because dead silence can make or break if somebody keeps on tuning in or not. But in stand up, bro,
dead silence. Imagine somebody tunes in.
It's actually. It's really important. A good comic, a better comic than me, told me to embrace the silence. Like, stop being afraid to have a quiet moment. It's okay to be quiet.
It makes people feel that tension too. And like holding that, like, that's a good tool. It is.
It's okay to be quiet.
I
try to live in that. I don't always embrace that fear. Like, I still deal with that. I'm at this place now where I don't know who I am or how good I am at comedy, because I have a lot of newer people. They'd be like, oh my God, you're so good. You're killing it. You're doing numbers online and you're doing all these shows. And I'm like, yeah, but if you actually really realized how like working comics, like, I'm doing 7,000 likes. This guy's getting 7 million likes. Like, there's a huge difference. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting booked locally, but this dude just got booked in Los Angeles and Louisiana and New York. It's all relative.
Bro, it's all relative, man. Yeah. And it's funny because that's why like people like us think, how do you have millions and you're worried about this? You're worried about that, or how do you have millions and you're like they talk about like football players or basketball players and shit. It's like, yo, stop complaining. You're making millions. It's like, until you make millions, you don't understand. Like everything changes for you.
Yeah,
you know
that was a Tua conversation last week.
Yeah. See,
for retirement,
because that guy Tua. I'm a Miami fan. Yeah. You saw Tua.
Whatever happened with
concussion?
Yeah, he's the one with the concussion. But like a lot of people were saying he should walk away. That was like a lot of the.
Is he good now?
I haven't heard nothing yet, bro.
Hindsight's 2020.
I heard that on the plane. He was talking with everybody. He was fine, but
I can see why he still sees it as, I worked my whole life for this.
Yeah,
I don't care how much money I got.
Tom Brady too, right? Like, same boat. Like his relationship is ending. But it's like this.
Yeah,
is what
he literally just lost his whole.
But
this is fuck a bitch.
I talked to a friend and they were like, "Yo, I just need to start once I make the amount of money I want, then I'll be happy." It's like, yo, you don't realize when you make $1 million, now you get into rooms with people who have $10 million, and then you're like, yo, I just need to make that much money, and there's never enough money. If you're not happy, you're not going to be happy.
No,
the millionaire wants to be the billionaire,
and that's why I think billionaires are not happy for the most part. There's a 10% of them that stumbled into being billionaires, but 90% of billionaires, I feel like they're that, right? Like, I feel like Bezos is happy now, but he was miserable his whole life working for that billion. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
or he stumbled into it. Or he stumbled into it and he had a gold mine and it just grew into something. But most people that bust their ass when they're millions and millions, I feel like, unless it's the goal of the company kind of thing, I get that too.
I'm not trying to bust my ass at all. I don't want to work hard for nothing.
Right?
If they were like, yo, we'll give you $1 billion, but you got to bust your ass for 5 years. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just try to.
I'm gonna do my thing.
Nah, I'm gonna get that billion.
People think that I work hard.
I'm with you.
People think I work hard because of comedy. I don't. I literally have fun up there. I'm going up there and I'm chilling with people.
That's your life.
I get paid to talk. I'm talking.
But like to what you were saying, yeah, you got your ultimate goal about, like, look at the comics that are getting the money and that are getting paid for doing it and stuff. But man, those small wins are important, bro. Because like you said, the features now and stuff like that, like that's a different way of you getting all your shit off. Like, on one group of people, like the more times you're touching people and stuff, that's a new person. That's whatever the case.
Yeah,
is.
That's good for everybody except for like Michael Jackson or.
That's what I was going to say. I was about to say pause.
Anybody else getting touched is probably a good thing.
Amazing.
COVID.
No, honestly, I'm super grateful. I just have like an attitude of gratitude, as cliche as that sounds. Every time that I do a good show or I've had a good performance, you'll see me get on social media and just talk about how honored or flattered I was to do that. Yeah. And I do that for two reasons. One, I'm trying to show younger comics that this is how you give back. You're thankful for what you have. But also, it's like a reminder of myself, like, yo, bro, 2 years ago, you were looking at people with like wide eyes and like, yo, if I could just do that. Yeah. And now you're doing that. And now you're like, in your mind, you're depressed because you're not where you want to be. Bro, look back at where you were 2 years ago. Now we all got headphones on and we're doing a podcast.
It's hard to sit back and reflect sometimes like that, right? Because I was just about to say that. Like the guy that really, or girl or whoever that really wants to be a comic, their initial... what they thought it was gonna be, right? You're doing that and more. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I want to start comedy and then go travel and do shows like that locally. That's fine. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, good luck. It's gonna take some work to even get that. You know,
at that point, you just wanted to be funny.
Yeah,
you're like, yo, I just want to have jokes that these other comics have. They get on stage and they get laughs. Yeah. And now you learned how to do that. It's like, okay, well, now I want to get booked. And how come I don't have 10,000 followers? How come I don't have 100,000 followers? For me, I look at it like, yo, bro, people look up to me, and I don't have the following or the influence that I should have when all these people are like.
But that's social media too, right?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like that.
There's a lot.
That doesn't mean like business or real life. Like people got bigger YouTube channels than social media following, or like you know what I mean. A lot of those comics and stuff that have their following from whatever their little thing is, but they don't have the necessarily. Social media is a weird thing.
Yeah,
where it's like a lot of judgment. But it's not everything. It is something. It is something for sure.
And there's hella successful people that don't have anything to do with social media.
Yeah. Right. Comedy is different a little bit too, though.
It's tough. I know comics that were barely features that had like a couple of good TikToks that took off, and now they're opening and running shows all over the United States. So
it can stratify you. For
sure. Like social media could be great, and I've had a few viral moments that I've been really happy with, but for the most part, I haven't really found that following yet.
Yeah,
it will come. And it's organically growing. I'm growing 100 to 200 followers every month or so.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that's really good. Yeah, I feel like that we're doing the same shit, right?
Yeah,
but not that rate. Not that rate of growth.
And maybe that might be exaggerating, but
it's the same concept, right? Like there's podcasts that blow up because of a viral video or something like that.
It just takes one.
So it takes that work. You can't disregard social media with what we do.
Yeah.
Podcasting, comedy, whatever.
Yeah.
It just goes like every once in a while I feel like, man, I'm not doing as good as people think I am. And then I got to go back and look and be like, yo, bro, you were at 1,000 followers this time last year.
But do you see that? Like, do you meet comics that like, damn, I wish I was in your position right now, but then you check their social media and it's not necessarily that kind of thing? Or is it consistent?
Yeah, all the time.
Success in social media.
No, I meet comics that are less experienced than me, that might have more followers than me. They just like blew up on something else, or they have a decent fan base. But I also meet way funnier comics than me that only have like 800 followers, and it's like social media is just not everybody's thing. Not everybody knows how to tackle that beast. Yeah. You don't necessarily.
That's 100%, bro.
That might be not be your skill set. Your skill set is a comic, bro. Yeah. You are funny. Yeah. So, like, I don't think that is necessarily like the make or break.
That's like not fair though, because you know what's funny is they say like a lot of, let's just say comics, a lot of whatever the thing was back in the day. They say you guys got it easy because you could do everything on the internet. You could do everything on social media or whatever. Yeah, and like. Oh yeah, he's got to take a piss.
So bad.
He was about to piss his pants. You should have just pissed your pants. No, we need that. That's content, bro.
Bro, this guy has like the fucking bladder of like a fucking pregnant woman, bro. Ooh. It's fucking pathetic.
Ooh.
No, but it's fucked up though, because there's people that probably would have made it back in the day off talent, but because they don't know how to work social media, and when you first start off, you don't got a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you might not necessarily be wanting to pay people to do shit for you. And like you might not care that much, and then that's the fault there.
Yeah.
But like if you're not good at it naturally, then you're like
you didn't want it bad enough.
That's
bro.
a steeper hill though, because even if you want it, like we talked about it right before we started recording. I did our clips for a while. And it's just not as good. And I can't believe I'm this Fiverr guy or whatever. I give him $10. That motherfucker does better than I could ever do. You know what I mean? It's like, and then he's still not good as the people that are good on social media, like get paid for social media. Like they got a different, like they got their own methods. That Westlap guy was talking about, and it's a good thing. And I kind of was doing the same, but like before you post a reel or something, go through reels and see how your video kind of fits in there. And is it like, do I skip it? Do I feel like I would have skipped it when I was mindless? Or would it have made me stay for at least 20, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, duh. But that's the signs that those kind of social media, not everybody thinks. I still can't.
Yeah.
I can't help it. When I try to make clips, I make it like an art. Like I fucking try to do music and shit like that. And it's like, why? You know, it's like, that's not what works on social media.
Right.
To work your brain like that, I think stand-up is a little different because you can see the blueprints for those.
There's so much, man. I have to be a stand-up comic. I'm trying to be an editor, a content creator, trying to do sketches. I'm an actor now.
Sketches and shorts, though, that's hard.
Oh, my gosh. Outsource. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do more sketches, but I got to write the sketch. I got to produce the sketch. I'm directing the sketch. I got to bring in other talent and get them all wanting to be on the same page the same day. Yeah. Hopefully get somebody to hold a camera for
I
me.
met that one guy that does the fucking like the animated videos. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Do you know what I'm talking about? That guy does like the animated clips that talks about like the funny jokes about what happened in his life.
About.
You mean like everybody?
No, like the main guy that started it. I forgot his name.
I don't know.
You know what I'm thinking right now,
Kevin?
Yeah.
You know animation, like Nickelodeon, Disney, Cartoon Network, I like every channel that
That's
has
my
it.
favorite
But,
category.
I mean, you did pretty good with your buddy. I just saw your Instagram. I was on a sketch about the whole I don't see color thing.
Oh yeah, that
was pretty
video
good.
went.
Yeah, that one went. That one
went
blew
pretty
up.
good.
Yeah.
That video went, and it was. I hate that video because it was extreme. It was way too long. It took way too long to get to the punchline. That joke could have been cut in half, and we would have gotten the same premise. But it was a testament. People sat through it. They sat through it, and they got to the joke, and the joke worked.
Because that's got to be somewhat how that algorithm works. Is like, how long do they watch? All right, cool. This is going to be more of an option. This is going to be more of an option.
I think that video was 60 seconds, all for like a 5-second payoff. And that is outrageous. That video could have been done in 15 seconds.
For that to get up, like, yeah, bro, that's fire, man. Yeah, that was the thing I had to get used to. Is like, I gotta shorten my shit up, man.
I don't know that guy's name. I don't know his name. I know he's a black guy. He's bald.
Oh, okay. So everybody.
He's a bald black guy, and he's
Dave Chappelle to Terry Crews
Right?
to
Terry
Michael
Crews.
Jordan.
no.
everybody.
He's not like big like that. I know he does YouTube videos. He does like animated YouTube videos and makes jokes about like what happened throughout his life, but they're like full animation.
Yo, do you smoke weed?
Nope.
No,
No, I don't.
But you drink.
I do. Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I try not to, but just because of like fitness and health.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just
I
'cause
do.
of- yeah.
Yeah. No, just because I'm trying to live longer. Or whatever.
I don't know. Like, so do you try to drink before shows?
Nope.
No?
I try to specifically not drink before
Like,
shows.
be just sober as possible.
Yeah, I really use drinking as like a social aspect. So a lot of times I drink if there are ladies around. I'm like, oh, y'all are drinking? I'm drinking. We're drinking.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like celebrating with the guys, that's great. After shows, cool. But I don't need the confidence. I don't get confidence from drinking. It's just probably going to make
Really?
me... Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm either going to go up... Bro, confidence comes to me from faking it. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I just tell myself that I'm not nervous and I'm not scared. And then that's confidence
That's
for
so
me.
simple, guys.
So-
Everybody, that's
Yeah,
the best
everyone
tip
can do that.
ever.
Yeah.
Just say no, just deny it.
Yeah. Somebody told me today, it's like, yo, feelings really don't serve you the way that you think they do. Like, it's so it's in your head, but you don't have to listen to that feeling. You could be like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm sad. I don't feel good about this. And like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not sad. I do feel good about this. And then eventually your brain doesn't know when you're lying or not. So you
Bro, there's
Wired
a lot of
differently.
books on that shit, man.
Yeah.
Like that's like Power of Now or whatever. I
Yeah.
didn't even finish the book,
Yeah.
but that's all
It's
that
good.
they were talking
the
about.
subtle art of not giving a fuck, how to unfuck yourself. All
Yeah.
of these like self-help books. The Four Agreements is one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and it talks about all that stuff. But honestly, the power of the brain, like how you think, I think, therefore I am, or whatever the
Yeah,
quote is. So,
yeah.
no, honestly, confidence. When I get up on, I'm always nervous before a show, or my heart is racing. I'm like, oh, what material I do? Maybe now less than when I first started. But when I first started, I would just go, I'm not scared. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up there, and that's what I did.
Well, hey man, you got anything else you want to get off, bro?
Yo, support black businesses, y'all. Wakanda Forever is in theaters November.
Mom, I love you.
Yeah. I think that Tupac and Biggie's death was a conspiracy.
Yo.
Michael Jackson didn't touch them kids.
You know what I just realized right now? I like sold you as host of Brews and Blues, and you still didn't tell me after that. You waited a little bit longer. I feel like.
About Brews and Blues being done?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
You were probably like, well, they're closed. This guy's just.
no, honestly, I didn't even hear you acknowledge that. I made a whole huge post about how like I'm not going to be doing it anymore. They closed down. They're turning into like a country bar or saloon or something.
Really?
But yeah, shout out to them. They put me on when nobody else gave me an opportunity in St. Cloud, so I'm forever grateful for them.
Are you looking for another host gig or something like that?
Not necessarily, but the city of St. Cloud has reached out to me and told me that I generated a lot of business for downtown St. Cloud, so they're super interested in getting me in another venue as soon as possible.
Yeah, bro.
My
How
problem-
does that work? The city of St. Cloud, like what? Like
Yeah, they have, like-
recreations or I
Yeah,
don't get
they
it.
have like a recreations department or like a art volunteer.
And they like help businesses that are looking for different.
Yeah, and
people
there's a
or
lot of
something.
businesses that they'll do like karaoke night or dirty bingo or,
Yeah.
or trivia. So I'm just like another like a niche in the
Yeah.
and the Swiss Army knife. Oh, comedy night. Well, let's bring that to St. Cloud. But there's a lot of politics that are involved. There's comedy shows here, and you don't want to like step on their night.
So do you miss that? Because that was a reason to kind of be out, and you were getting paid for it too, right? So
I mean, I do a lot of shows in Orlando, and I like that. I honestly am hesitant to put on another show in St. Cloud. That's just because that's where I get the most scrutiny.
Really?
Like, I don't ever get like overt racism, but it's just like
St. Cloud though.
Yeah, it's St. Cloud, but no,
It's
I'm
St.
from
Cloud,
St. Cloud.
though.
I'm shouting out my city, yo. Don't
Love
let
y'all.
them stereotype y'all. St. Cloud is dope. But what happens in St. Cloud is like the most sensitive people will come out. It's like 90% of everybody love the show, but there will be like that one Karen, and that's the person who leaves a Yelp review. And I'm really sensitive, dog. Like I may not like see me like it, but when somebody doesn't like me or like my comedy or like what I'm doing, like I'll fester on that for like a couple of days.
Damn,
One
that's weird though. So
Yeah.
that's weird that Bruise and Blues was like a nice crowd a lot of the time.
Yeah, they were all the way with it. Bruise and Blues was supportive, but there would always be like that one person in the room.
Yeah.
I had a couple experiences. One lady, it was my first show at Bruise and Blues, my first showcase, and I hosted, and I was making people laugh. I was making white jokes or whatever. She was at the bar, and she got up and left after 5 minutes, and then she wrote a review online. She was like, I felt like a minority in my own town. This black guy, all he talked about was race on stage, and he called white people evil. And I never said that. And then she was like, the icing on the cake is she was like, Kevin Hart, Richard Pryor, or Eddie Murphy would never do what he did. He should watch a class on how to perform stand-up. And I was like, you should watch any of their specials.
Like,
What are you talking about?
Damn,
Yeah.
they had Yelp. It was on the place you were at, or it was on like your own type of thing.
It was like, I think it was Osceola Rants and Raves. It was like
Oh,
on a
Osceola Rant,
yeah,
Raves and
Facebook.
Reviews.
Yeah,
That's a big page.
Yeah, they put it on there, but like people were in the comments like, "Yo, if you don't like comedy, don't go." Like you're a Karen. Yeah. So like people were supportive of it, but like every once in a while, there was another lady that came to the show with her friend, and they were just talking in the middle of the show, and I came over to them like, "Hey, there's a comedy show going on. Can you guys keep your table talk to a minimum?" And then she was like, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
really?" And I was like, yeah, absolutely, bitch. There's a fucking comedy show going on right now. Like, what are you talking about?
That's so crazy,
Yeah.
bro. Like I kind of like, even people like really ordering. My girl kind of doesn't respect comedy as much, right? So like I kind
It's
of
always women. Women, stop it.
yo, I gotta tell her, kind of be like, yo, like don't, if you're gonna order something, like don't be like, well, what else is on the menu?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
without-
Know what you want.
in your whisper voice. You know, it's like, come on, like let's be quick here. We're not here
Playing
to
TikTok
dine.
videos and shit.
Yeah. Especially like if it's like a show.
Yeah,
right?
the
But,
servers be doing that sometimes too. Servers be so loud at shows, and I'm like, yo,
like,
whisper.
I feel like open mic, I could understand it. Cool. All right, you know what? This is an event happening here. I guess some people didn't come for these
yeah, they
people.
didn't know that was gonna happen.
So that's part of the game. Like comics probably know, right? Like
Yeah.
open mic's the worst you could do. That's where you got to come up from. But come on, man, shows and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or like even the features that you do. And
yeah,
shit, it's
yeah.
like, come
It'd
on,
be
man.
crazy sometimes. The people will just be like talking. They'll be talking right in front of me. Like somebody took a phone call yesterday as I was like running a show, and I was like, yo, you know I'm gonna talk about you, right? Like
Yeah.
how dare you? But it never happens when I'm on stage, and that's what pisses me off. It's always somebody else. But I kind of understand. It's like, all right, I'm losing interest. I'm getting bored. This person hasn't captured my attention, so I'm going to start like being.
Long thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Sad.
It's a thing.
Yeah, man. But thanks for coming, bro.
Thanks for having me. I really
fucking
appreciate y'all.
Our first comedian, Kevin Deane. Go see him. Look him up. Follow him.
Follow me online, Instagram, TikTok, KevComedy330. I'm sure these guys will put it in the description.
Yeah, for
Follow
sure.
me on Twitter. I'll be talking reckless on Twitter, Dean_Kevin, and YouTube. My first stand-up is on there, Kevin Deane, if you look me up on YouTube.
Yeah, man. That's dope, bro. Have you ever thought about like maybe paying somebody to follow you and like edit some shit and do like a YouTube type special or something like that?
I'm not there yet.
You gotta know. Okay.
I'm not there yet. I wanna respect the journey and respect where I am in my art. Right now, it's just about getting on as many stages as I can.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. So you, like, it's not. Yeah, that's true. Because then you're just putting it out there online for like a long time. Or
You're not
whatever.
ready
'Cause
yet.
I'm not even talking about for money or whatever. But yeah, a special. You're one about an hour or something.
Yeah, Schultz was talking to a dude on his podcast who had been doing it like 8 years, and he was like, yo, no, that's too soon to put a special out, bro. You 10 years minimum. You want to be doing comedy for at least 10 years before
How long
you
have
even...
you been doing it? I can't believe I didn't ask.
Yeah, I started off in 2016, and I was only hitting mics maybe once a week.
Yeah.
And then I stopped for 2 years, and I didn't do comedy. I had a really bad bomb, and I brought all of my friends and family to a show, and they just watched me eat dick. So I didn't do comedy for 2 years, but I told everybody I was a comic. I just kept making excuses why I wasn't doing it. And eventually I was just working a job, and I was like, yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not doing what I love doing.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, so I took 2019, I started reading books and going to the gym and doing stuff, and I was like, what makes me happy is making people laugh. So I hit the ground running October of 2019, and I haven't stopped since. I've done comedy like at least a couple nights a week every night since then. So yeah,
that's
about
dope.
3 years consistently.
Hell yeah, bro. See, yeah,
That's
man,
dope as fuck.
that's dope. On that note,
You
man,
just hit your 3-year anniversary too, so congratulations.
Yeah, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yes, sir. But
Yeah,
you want to
bro.
add anything?
that's dope. No, man, that's it. Thanks for coming, bro.
Papa,
We
watch out.
fucking made it happen.
Hey, thanks for having me, yo. Peace.
Peace.
All right, Parker, watch out.
Fucking watch out.